So Kanwar, thanks very much for joining me again, our second time in front of camera.
You're welcome.
The sequel. I just wanted to talk about your talk just a second ago, which was all about how you go into different markets and how you can scale your business globally. What are the key challenges for a business that's perhaps UK or US based going into different markets?
I think the key challenge is to understand the subtlety of the business practices in the country, subtlety of the culture of the country, and really understanding the consumer needs of the country. So you have to come it from two different angles. You have to come it from what are the regulatory environment, because that gives you the overall framework of doing businesses, but also really understand what are the inherent consumer demands. And the classic example is people think that if you're going to do business in India and China, you have to do everything very cheap. Actually, I would look at it the other way. You have to do everything which is affordable in the context of what consumer demands.
I thought one of the most fascinating parts of your talk was in Japan. They have an augmented reality navigation system that is worth $3,700. Why is that taken off in Japan and not perhaps in other countries?
Well, Japan is a very interesting country. Again, if you're not there and you don't understand the infrastructure there, you won't realize the need for it. One is, in Japan, the street infrastructure is very old. So the houses and the buildings are not really sequential. It's really, the numbers are based on when they were built rather than in any particular sequence. So you don't have a grid system. So if you don't know the exact building, it's really driven more by the landmarks. So what's around you is more deterministic rather than the number of the building itself. So navigation in Japan is really driven by, I am right of NTT Docomo building. So having that augmented reality makes a huge difference, because people can really look at a particular building or particular section and say, oh, I am in the neighborhood. Second thing is, car is the quote-unquote the show-off platform in Japan. It's not the house. Houses are typically small and houses are very private. So you don't show off the houses, unlike in US where you show, or in Europe where you show off the mansions you have. So what you show off is what you have in technology-wise in the car. So when you take those two into account, the landmark-driven navigation and car as the platform where you show off the latest technology, the $3,000 navigation system is not that expensive. But when you come to the other countries where navigation systems are more of a utility item and the streets are more properly planned and numbers are sequential, those type of things, they'll be interesting, but at a certain more affordable point.
Lastly, I want to touch a little bit on mobile health. Obviously, Obama is ramping up his election campaign for 2012, and Obamacare is going to be very highly debated with Romney, with the Republicans, with the Tea Party. Obviously, America has its own unique take on healthcare. How do you think mobile health can help America, and do you think it's going to take off because of all the different disparate people with opinions?
Yeah, I think mobile health is going to be a global phenomena. America has sort of a dichotomy to deal with there, how to cover the whole of America, because people expect for a country which is so developed and quote unquote rich country, how come everybody doesn't have health care? On the other hand, people don't want the quality of healthcare to be compromised because you're trying to make everybody have healthcare, and that means, quote unquote, you will have a socialistic model, and people who really can afford better healthcare won't get the healthcare they want. So you have to deal with those two dichotomies. And I think what mobile health will bring is, it will bring more affordability into the healthcare, because the most expensive part of healthcare is really the fact that you are providing care after something has happened. If the mobile health is done intelligently, you can actually anticipate things, and if you can, ultimately what you want to have is, with the combination of wireless technologies and new sensor technologies that are coming into the market, the ability to anticipate an event. And if you can provide health care before the event happens, because if you have to take somebody on an emergency to a hospital and do all these operations, the costs are much higher. What mobile health will help us do is have more of an anticipatory structure built in and reduce the cost of providing health care.
Kanwar, thanks very much.
Thank you.
As always.
Yeah, thanks.